Good morning, everyone. Can you confirm if you can hear my voice and see the screen?
Yes, Safe, we can hear you well. Just I'm gonna answer something fast. Yes, we do have Adobe license because we're a partner for Adobe and Autodesk. If you can send me by email on the market email your concern with the license and the number of users, I can send it back to the telemarketing team and they can assist you with it for sure.
Perfect. Okay, so good morning, everyone. My name is Saif. I'm a system engineer at SoftRand, and today we're going to be talking about Kaspersky Next and the new line of products that Kaspersky released lately. So our agenda is going to cover what exactly is Kaspersky Next, what tiers the Next product line offers, the management consoles that we control the product from, protection inside the Kaspersky Next EDR. What are the main components of the Next EDR? The feature inside the EDR, which is ransomware detection. We're going to talk about it in detail. We're also going to discuss the EDR capabilities and incident response feature, and we'll answer any questions if there's any at the end of the session. So what exactly is Kaspersky Next? Kaspersky Next is the latest product line. It combines both strong endpoint protection along with endpoint detection and response. And Kaspersky decided to go with 3 different tiers in order to cater to different levels of organizations. So if you're a startup, you can go with the foundations, and with time, as the company grows, you can gradually shift onto the optimum license and onto the expert for the large organizations more, or the XDR expert. So of course, everybody in the IT field knows about Kaspersky, but what exactly is Kaspersky Next replacing? When comparing to the previous licenses, we had different licenses such as the Business Select, the Cloud Plus, and the Cloud Pro. So let's say you're using one of the Business Select or the Cloud Plus, you can easily migrate to the EDR foundations and you will not face any major differences. You basically have the same features and the same uses that you were already benefiting from. If you're a user that decided to go previously with the Business Advanced, Cloud Pro, or the EDR Optimum, then the Kaspersky Next EDR Optimum would be the perfect solution for you. If there is no need to upgrade to a higher level of features, then the Next EDR Optimum would be suitable for your needs. And finally, if you're using the EDR Expert, the XDR Expert would be the perfect migration solution for you, as it offers basically the same features, and you will not feel like you're losing out on any of the features that you already had. Now, let's say you're not a Kaspersky user, you've never used the products, you've never heard of their products in detail or their license plans in detail, and you're looking for a next-gen antivirus solution that offers robust protection without any hassle, without any difficulties in configuration or setting up, then we recommend that you go with the Next EDR Foundations, as it will offer a good level of protection, and it can be perfect for a small IT team that doesn't have that much time or freedom to study or learn how to configure the product in details. And if you're looking for an EDR solution that offers simplicity, speed, and incident response, and a wide variety of security resources, then the Next EDR Optimum would be a very good solution for you, as it offers you can manage to understand how it works easily, and you can configure it easily, and yet you'll have a good value versus cost when you go with the EDR Optimum, because of the different features in it that we're going to discuss soon. And finally, if you're looking for a powerful protection and security integration in your company, along with a wide umbrella of security tools and it's mostly for the larger organizations that have a lot of users and maybe different branches as well. Then the next XDR expert would be the best solution of the 3 different tiers that Kaspersky released lately. So why would a company migrate to Kaspersky next? First of all, the main goal for the Kaspersky had in mind in order when they decided to release the next tiers. First of all, was to keep things simple and allow for the companies to progress along with Kaspersky. Like we said, if you start up, if you have a startup company or a small organization, you can start off with the EDR foundations and then move on as the company grows and as the number of users increases. Maybe if your IT team grows and you have like a SOC team, you can integrate the XDR expert tier and work along with the SIM solution that you already have. And the second point is that it covers all the bases, as we said, from small companies to large organizations. You have the low cost, high value option. You have the high cost, high value option, and it can cater to different levels of organizations. And it puts EDR and XDR at the heart of what the solution offers. So the foundation level tier can offer some of the EDR features such as the root cause analysis. And if you go all the way up to the XDR tier, you will also have sophisticated tools that can help your SOC team in case you operate on such a high scale. So first of all, EDR foundations, the main targets or the main features that it has is first of all, it has a powerful machine learning based endpoint protection. It offers automatic remediation. It has different multiple automation features. It offers flexibility in the security controls that are available at your disposal. It provides also root cause analysis in case of any incidents that may occur on your network. And it also offers cloud monitoring in order for you to have visibility on the users in your network. And it's the perfect solution if you need a strong endpoint protection with basic security controls and the highest limit of automation possible in order to get away from all the hassle of having to monitor your EDR solution. As for EDR Optimum, it offers stronger defenses through the features that are root cause analysis. It offers you enhanced controls in comparison with the EDR foundations. On top of the cloud monitoring that we already had in the foundations, it can also make use of the cloud blocking feature. You can limit what the user accesses on different cloud platforms. It offers you also cybersecurity training for your IT staff in order to keep awareness high and keep the IT team up to date on all the cybersecurity events or incidents happening around the world, and how you can make use of this training and keep the entirety of the company and the employees aware as well to minimize your attack surface. It also offers automated and guided response and threat discovery with the help of different indicators of compromise, which are discovered through the CVE list. So EDR Optimum provides enhanced visibility and response capabilities. It expands your cloud security level through the monitoring and blocking, and it provides you with enterprise-grade controls at a relatively low cost. And finally, we'll go to the XDR Expert, which is the highest tier that the next product line offers. As we said, it targets the larger organizations or the higher scale side of things. Its main features are the advanced detection and investigation, playbooks and response automation, case management. It integrates with the third-party solutions as well, like the SIM solution. Maybe you can collect your logs from the Kaspersky next XDR Expert onto a third-party SIM solution, and you can analyze your logs over there. It also offers a threat hunting feature and cross-asset correlation. Its main target audience would require to make use of advanced threat detection, seamless integration, and powerful threat hunting tools in order to keep the security level at a higher scale. So we'll go into detail into the features that each tier offers. First of all, we're going to talk about the EDR foundations. It offers endpoint protection with its different details, such as the file, web, and mail antivirus, network protection, AMSI, which is the anti-malware scan interface. It basically allows third-party applications like, let's say, a PowerShell script to send objects to Kaspersky in order for it to go through an additional scan. We also have the exploit prevention, which proactively takes action and blocks the malware from using software vulnerabilities to run any malicious code in your environment. Remediation, which rolls back any actions that may have taken, let's say, in a ransomware incident. We also have behavior detection and HIPS, which is the host intrusion prevention system. It basically prevents applications from performing any actions that could be harmful for your operating system, and it does that by restricting their access to different critical resources. So endpoint protection is basically a foundational layer that uses different anti-malware technologies. It's signature based, as you know, and blocks any threats like viruses, ransomware, as well as zero-day attacks in real time. It takes the proactive way of things. We also have the security management, which is available in the EDR foundations. It provides controls for application, web, and device usage. It also includes a firewall to protect against network threats or firewall controls, let's say, in order to protect against any network threats that we may face. It also includes the cloud discovery feature, which helps identify and restrict the use of any unauthorized cloud services, which can also be known as shadow IT. So let's say the users try to access Dropbox, for example. Kaspersky would discover this action and allow you to block it as well. Moving on to the mobile protection and management. It offers security for different mobile devices that operate using Android or iOS, including features such as the anti-theft functions, which allow you to remotely lock the device or wipe all the data on it. And also we have controls for the devices in features such as like blocking the camera or the Wi-Fi access of the mobile device. It also covers different IT scenarios, a couple actually for the foundations, which are the vulnerability assessment and the software and hardware inventory. For the vulnerability assessment, it scans for any outdated software in order to keep the network fully monitored and keep the devices visible for you. As for the software and hardware inventory, it's self-explanatory really. It discovers and tracks all the hardware and software assets in your network and keeps a list or record of them. Moving on to the next feature in the EDR foundation, which is the cloud discovery that we discussed previously, as well as the root cause analysis. As for the root cause analysis, it basically creates a graph and shows you what happened in detail in an incident from start to finish. So how it got inside your network, which devices are affected, where it is now, the stages that it went through throughout this process. It's all portrayed in a graph using the root cause analysis feature. As for the EDR Optimum, it offers everything we mentioned in the foundations, along with the patch management, which allows you to automatically deploy any necessary updates and patches that may be required in order to reduce your attack surface as much as possible. And you can also remotely delete all the data from any, in case of a stolen device or a lost laptop, you can remotely perform a data wipe, or you can configure as well if the device does not connect to your security center in a number of days, let's say 5 days, then an automatic data wipe will take place in order to make sure that no sensitive data goes out of the organization. In addition to that, we also have the encryption and encryption management feature, which allows for remote management and enforcement of drive encryption using, if you're using Windows, then it would be using BitLocker, and if you're using Mac OS, then through File Vault. And it's also very useful in order to protect data in case of device loss or theft. We also have the cloud protection feature on top of the cloud discovery, which covers security for Microsoft Office 365 and data discovery. It basically secures all your data inside the Microsoft 365 services, such as Exchange Online, SharePoint, OneDrive, and so on. Protects them from most advanced threats. And it also enables data discovery for compliance purposes to make sure that everything goes with the laws in place. We also have the education feature, which includes the cybersecurity training for IT administrators, as we said, in order to keep your IT team aware of the cybersecurity field and the events going on, and in turn you can take this knowledge and project it onto your employees in order to have an aware environment of how to reduce any human error that you may go through in the future. We also have EDR capabilities on top of the root cause analysis. EDR Optimum offers the feature that is IOC scan, which allows security teams or the IT team in general, to proactively search the infrastructure for any traces of known malicious activity, and it matches those scans with the IOC, which is the indicator of compromise database, using the automatically generated, or you can also upload a list in order to match the IOCs with the list that you uploaded. And now for the XDR expert, it basically covers foundations and Optimum, and on top of that, we also have advanced EDR capabilities, which covers threat hunting, indicators of attack, meter attack mapping. So basically, threat hunting, it also performs a proactive search that is done by security specialists for any hidden threats, and it collects the event data for analysis later on. And for the XDR capabilities, we also have different features such as the alert aggregation and cross correlation, which basically it unifies raw alerts or weak alerts that don't really amount to a high level of danger on your environment. It collects them, it prioritizes these incidents, and makes context of those alerts in order to reduce the human effort that you have to perform in order to make sense of these alerts. So you'll have an automatic collection of alerts that amount to an incident, make you understand what exactly happened in your network easily. It also offers a Cloud Sandbox feature, which you can upload any file and it will safely execute in this sandbox through Kaspersky, and then they would send you a report back giving you more details on the file, whether it's safe to run or whether it has any malicious objects inside it. In the past few months as well, Kaspersky Next released the XDR Optimum and the MXDR Optimum plans in order to cater more and allow companies to have more freedom and more choices in upgrading their tiers. So you don't have to jump from the EDR Optimum all the way up to the XDR Expert. We also have the XDR Optimum, which could be a perfect solution for a medium-sized business or any SMBs. It adds on to the EDR Optimum all the features we talked about. On top of that, we have the alert aggregation. We have the Active Directory response from the alert card. Basically allows the administrator to block a user account directly from the alert card that shows up from on the Kaspersky management console. So instead of having to go back to the Active Directory and searching for the users and blocking or disabling the user, you can take an instant action to have also faster response. In addition to that, we have the automated security awareness platform, which can be very helpful for teams that have employees that are not fully aware of different attack methods, such as the phishing. If you go through a lot of phishing incidents, then that will be a perfect solution for you. And the way it works is that it assigns training modules based on a security alert triggered by the employees. So let's say an employee underwent a phishing attack. This feature would automatically assign a training module that raises awareness on the phishing, on idea of phishing in general for the employee that got affected to have more awareness in the future. And in addition to that, we also have the cloud sandbox feature that we discussed. As for the MXDR Optimum, it covers all those features along with 24/7 continuous monitoring and threat hunting. You would also have a dedicated Kaspersky SOC team that would be available 24/7 in case of any high-level incidents that you would need support with. So you would be in direct contact with Kaspersky. Now we'll discuss some key components and the component of ransomware detection and how it works. So some of the main components of EDR in general are web threat protection, mail threat protection, and web control. First of all, the web threat protection, it analyzes web page addresses. Sorry, it analyzes web page addresses, and it blocks access to phishing websites from the start in order to, as we said, to try and minimize the attack surface as much as possible and avoid any human errors. On top of that, it also scans objects that could be downloaded over HTTP, HTTPS, and FTP protocols, and it also blocks any malicious files that it detects. For the mail threat protection, it can intercept messages that are using any of the following protocols: POP3, SMTP, IMAP, and NTP, basically any mail protocol. And it does that by embedding into Microsoft Office Outlook, and it can also block different email attachments if it detects any malicious activity inside it. As for the web control protection feature, it's used basically to reduce the attack surface by filtering internet access and restricting user access onto the websites that you would want to add into a block list to minimize the freedom that the user has, and in turn minimizing the risk of human error as much as possible. Onto threat protection, we have two different sides of threat protection. We have the advanced and the essential. For the advanced threat protection, it's focused on detecting the behavior of the user, and it creates patterns, and it detects different ransomware activities and any zero-day attacks that may take place. It tries to minimize their effect as much as possible. On the other hand, the essential threat protection is basically signature-based. It scans attachments and scans files and matches them with different IOCs in the CVE database in order to block any known vulnerabilities that you may face in your network. We also have the ransomware detection components that we're going to discuss quickly, which are the exploit prevention, behavior detection, remediation engine, and the AMSI protection. For the exploit prevention, it monitors all the system processes and start operations that take place on your operating system. And if any program tries to start an .exe file without the user command, it blocks it right away in order to avoid any malicious code from running onto your device. For behavior detection, it logs all the application's activities for any behavior signature database. It detects malware and blocks its action if it detects any malware on your device. And it also protects the shared folders against any external encryption, which is the main method of attack when we're talking about the ransomware. Moving on to the remediation engine. It's basically a recovery tool or trying to minimize the side effects. And the way it works is that it rolls back the actions taken by the programs deleted, and it does that through the feature of file threat protection, malware scan, and behavior detection. And after rolling back, it creates a backup to restore all the files that were encrypted by the ransomware attacks in order to guarantee business continuity in case of any ransomware attack that may occur. Finally, for the AMSI protection, as you may know, AMSI is an open AI from Microsoft. AMSI protection, it interacts with the AMSI on your operating system in order to enable detection of fileless attacks that take place through different platforms such as PowerShell and JavaScript. The next feature that we're going to discuss is the distribution point. So basically, the distribution point is used in order to reduce traffic and manage or hold the network and find out all the devices that are to be managed across the network. Any device in your network can be a distribution point, and it acts as a proxy to communicate or allow communication between the administration server and the different endpoints on your network to communicate through the distribution point in order to reduce traffic and reduce the load on your network. So basically, as we said, any device that contains a Kaspersky network agent can act as a distribution point. It can later on be used to hold the network and find the devices in your network. If later on you add some new devices or users, you can use this distribution point to push installation packages onto the devices and create installation tasks in order to download or install your endpoint protection application. You can also perform remote installation on behalf of the administration server through the distribution point. You can make use of different features such as distributing policies and tasks and applying them remotely from the distribution point. It can also serve as an update source. Let's say any device requires patch management. You can make use of the distribution point in order to update the necessary software that update. And as we said, it acts as a proxy server that sends queries to the KSN proxy or the Kaspersky security network for any future updates. Now we're going to discuss quickly the layers of protection that are offered in EDR Foundation and Optimum. They are divided into 4 layers: the endpoint protection, security management, IT scenario automation, and cloud protection. First of all, for the endpoint protection, as we mentioned previously, it contains file, web, and mail protection. It contains the AMSI protection, exploit prevention, remediation engine in order to roll back any actions that took place during a ransomware attack, behavior detection, and creating patterns in order to detect any different behaviors that may take place in the network and can be an indicator of an incident taking place or about to take place, and as well as the host intrusion prevention system. As for the security management layer, we have the firewall controls, web control, device control, which allows you to remotely wipe or lock any device in case it's lost or it didn't connect to the administration server for an X number of days. And we also have the application control, which allows you to block access to whichever application you choose. We also have the scenario automation, which gives you a centralized management of the following features, which are the vulnerability assessment, patch management, which is used to push updates to softwares on the devices, data wipe to remotely erase all the sensitive data on your device in case of loss or theft, software and hardware inventory to keep track of all the different hardware and software in your network to minimize the effect of shadow IT as well, and the remote installation of applications. As for cloud protection, the way it works is that it scans and protects any data hosted on cloud services to minimize the risk of an attack coming into your network through a cloud service. It scans the files through Microsoft 365 services to check for any malware that may be embedded into a file. And it controls the user access to different cloud services in order to enhance your visibility over your network and over the user's devices. We'll talk about the incident response and its different stages. It has 6 main stages. We'll start off with the analysis of alert details. First of all, the incident is classified either a false positive or a legitimate incident. After that, the source of the incident is identified, and I also identify the devices that are affected. And finally, we determine the incident priority and severity of the attack. The second phase of incident response is the investigation, which is studying gathered detection details and using IOCs to find more information and matching with the database in order to check which devices are affected and what type of attacks are taking place. The next stage is the threat containment, which is trying to minimize the effect or the consequences of the attack as much as possible, and that is done by isolating the hosts where the suspicious activity took place. We also try to prevent execution of suspicious files and documents, and we quarantine any files that may look suspicious in order to reduce the harm that those files can have on our devices and prevent it from contaminating the rest of the network. The next stage is scanning other endpoints for IOCs in order to check that the malware or the attack is not spreading in our network. And then we have the threat eradication and network recovery and trying to gain business continuity and returning everything back to normal again. And that is done by killing the malicious processes, deleting objects, and running some commands on hosts to check for device's health. And finally, we restored legitimate files from quarantine, and we also restore the connectivity of the hosts that we previously isolated in order for them to rejoin the network and operate normally. And finally, after checking that everything is clean and back to normal, we can close the incident. We'll also talk quickly about the main EDR capabilities, which first of all is the root cause that analyzes the threat and, as we said, portrays that analysis in a graph that you can access on the management console to check how the incident started and where it ended. Some of the main EDR capabilities as well are isolating the endpoint, quarantining objects that may be harmful or files, and preventing malicious file execution and different malicious files from running on our device. We can also find IOCs based on data obtained from public databases such as the CVE list. And additional actions that we can take are running a scan, an additional scan to check everything is back to normal, quarantining a file if it's malicious, and isolating a computer from the network to prevent the attack from spreading. Some safety precautions that Kaspersky Next allows you to take in order to combat maybe device theft is the encryption of your drive through BitLocker and File Vault, as well as the data wipe that allows you to remotely wipe your hard drive in case of theft to protect your personal information. Moving on to the management consoles that are offered with Next EDR and its different tiers, we have two types of management consoles, the Pro View and the Expert View. The Pro View is a cloud-based management console that targets SMBs and has a limitation of 2,500 users. The main difference between those two is that Pro View has fewer controls, but an easier to use interface and some limited features or limited controls over different features, but it also saves time from the hassle of having to work with the Expert View and understanding all its details. As for the Expert View, it offers both cloud-based and on-premise platforms, and it caters more to larger companies and does not have a specific user limitation. But if you're using cloud-based Expert View, then you have a limitation of 300 users minimum. It's obviously a more complex interface, but it offers more granular controls over the features, and some more extra settings are available in comparison with the Pro View. Some of the functions that are only available in the Pro View are the security for Microsoft 365, the data discovery, and the IT training for the cybersecurity features that are provided for the IT team. On the other hand, some of the features only available in Expert View are exporting events to SIM systems for later analysis, software and hardware inventory, and the remote installation of third-party applications and different operating systems. When it comes to integration with Active Directory, ProView integration is not fully supported, but you can download the protection application distribution from the console and then place it in a shared network folder that is available to all users. And then you can configure a policy on Active Directory to install the package from the shared folder. As for the Expert View, you can automatically create groups based on the groups that you have on Active Directory, and you can synchronize both platforms in order to create the group hierarchy that you already have with Active Directory. For security management, when it comes to ProView, you can create group users and you can assign security profiles to the created groups, but build a hierarchy from the created groups on ProView. As for Expert View, you can create a group hierarchy the same way you can do it in Active Directory, and can create different tasks and profiles for each group. As for connecting endpoint devices on ProView, console then automatically sends them an email that contains then a link to download and install the protection app along with some steps or instructions. And after they perform the installation, it automatically connects their device to the cloud console. On the other hand, the Expert View provides the console with access to the network, and a distribution point is used as we discussed before. And it's mainly used to reduce the number of connections to the administration server and to not overload your network with unnecessary traffic. And yeah, any device with the network agent downloaded can act as a distribution point. So rather than having to manually install, you can just push the task on these devices through the Expert View. To recap quickly, as we said, the Pro view has a maximum number of 2,500 users. The expert view, if you're using the cloud expert view, then you have a minimum number of 300 users. And if you're using on-premise, then you only have the expert view, and you can also use the cloud console of the expert view. That has a limit also of 300 users. So this is how the Pro view looks. As you can see, it's a clear console. You have different tabs clearly labeled, and you don't have a lot of information or a lot of tabs inside those settings, and you can easily control it, and it wouldn't take you that much time to get used to the Pro view. In comparison to the expert view, you have the cloud. This is the expert view cloud console. As you can see, it already has a lot more detail on the tabs on the left. You have the monitoring and reporting, the assets, which are the devices that are detected, either managed or unmanaged. You have the users and their roles, operations, discovery, and deployment. And within these tabs, you have more details that you can configure as well. And this is the expert view. If you're using an on-premise solution on on-prem server, as you can see, it has a lot more information, a lot more settings to configure, and it offers you extra control in comparison to the Pro view. So to summarize the Kaspersky Next product line, it's divided into three main tiers: the Foundations, Optimum, and XDR Expert. The Foundation basically provides strong endpoint protection with basic security controls that are not too complex and maximum automation of your security features. As for the Optimum, we have enhanced visibility and response capabilities, an expanded scope of cloud security, and enterprise-grade controls with a significantly lower cost in comparison with the other plans. And finally, for the expert tier, we have advanced threat detection, seamless integration, and powerful threat hunting that is focused more on the larger organizations and higher scale working companies. And that is all from my side of things. And if you have any questions, feel free to write them on the chat. And thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Saif, for your time. Dears, if you have any questions, please feel free to type in the chat, and Engineer Saif will